Hi, everyone. It's Bob Perkins with Crystal Knows and bringing you another episode of First Know Your Buyer. Today's special guest is Carole Mahoney. Carol, welcome.
Thank you so much, Bob. I'm so excited to be here. I think we have so much we can talk about, but we'll do it.
Yeah. Carol is the author of Buyer First. You can see a picture of the book right behind you there, soon to be released. We'll talk about that
Yep.
at the end here. But also founder of Unbound Growth. We've worked together over many years back when I was with aa-isp, and we're probably going to see you in the near future again. But
Yeah.
Carol, earlier we were talking about the difficulty of lead generation. There's a lot of digital pollution out there. At
Mm.
Crystal, we talk about knowing your buyer and putting a human back in selling. And I know that's a lot of what the book talks about. So can you share, one or two tidbits maybe from your book that will help the audience that's watching this?
So my number one quick win, I call it in the book, that most of my coaching clients realize as we're going through the process of helping them to sell with their buyers, not to them or at them, is that far too often, and this goes back to our conversation about lead generation, is far too often we're making it all about ourselves. We're talking about what we think, what we want, what we can do. And the reason that this happens is we actually get dopamine released in our brains when we talk about ourselves, which there was a Harvard study that was done where they actually measured people's brains as they were talking about themselves and found this. And when they gave participants money to start talking about something else other than themselves, they didn't want the money. They wanted to keep talking about themselves.
Dopamine is more powerful than money, I guess.
Well, dopamine is way more powerful than money.
Yeah.
Yes. And so what's interesting is that that's what gets in our way of doing lead generation that focuses on the needs, wants, and unrealized things that buyers are struggling with is we go in talking about ourselves so much and so often, from the questions that we ask that are designed to get the information that we want to the products and features that we listen for because we know we can solve that and we pitch to that. That's often what's getting in the way of lead generation. And I'm raising my hand because I am guilty of it as well. I am equally susceptible to the dopamine.
Yeah.
What the great news about this is that if we as sellers and leaders and business owners can get control of that in ourselves and ask collaborative questions of our buyers, which is what they want from us, according to research, then we get them to release the dopamine in their brains.
Ah.
Of this is that the place in our brains where that dopamine is released is also the same place where we build relationships and trust.
Mm.
So if you can control your own need to talk about yourself and ask questions of your buyers, you're building trust and relationships with them because we all love talking about what we think. It's a simple shift, but so very powerful. And I have seen salespeople who are on plan go from on plan to top salespeople in their company just by this one mindset shift.
Yeah, I was talking the other day with a sales leader about call recordings and the percentage time that a sales rep talks versus the prospect or even the client. And yes, sometimes if you're doing a demo, you may end up talking more than the prospect, but in a discovery call or even a QBR type of call with a current client, you really want them, like you said, ask the questions, let them talk.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing of this is that we were talking about the golden rule. Well, the new golden rule in my eyes is that they who have the gold make the rules. So what your buyers value is what matters. That's what value really is. Value is in the eye of the buyer. And with all of that, it's in the talk time, it's in the style of the questions that we ask. I have this thing in the book that we call it the we factor. We're
Mm.
actually looking at what is the language that you're using. Are you saying I, me, we, and ours throughout your conversations, or are you
Mm.
using buyer focused language like you,
You.
yours? This means because of, that's all buyer focused language that helps them to think differently about their current challenges and options to solve them.
That's great. You mentioned the golden rule. Some of us know it as do unto others as you would like them to do unto you. We all agree with that. But, at Crystal, we tweak it a little bit. We say do unto others as they want you to do to them. And we interpret it as, hey, if you're a particular type of personality, if you like stories and visions, creating vision like that, speaking that language, if you're very skeptic, analytical, kind of a architect type,
Mhm.
speak in detail and bring case studies to the conversation. So, all right, real quickly, when's your book coming out and how do people get their hands on it?
So the book is coming out September 5th, but it is available for pre-order now. So if you go to carolmahoney.com in my books tab, you'll see the pre-order link there. And we're offering from now and through till September 5th, all types of bonus material and content, group workshops, things like that, to help really put this message in the hands of the people that need it the most as fast as possible.
It's an important message. It's something I believed in for many years. Let's put the human back in sales. We're there for the buyer, the client, and we're not there to hear ourselves talk and pitch product, right? I mean,
Exactly.
all right, Carol, thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Bob. I can't wait to see what happens next.
All right, well, we'll be in touch in the future. Everyone, thanks for watching this. Stay tuned next Monday to hear another episode of First Know Your Buyer. Bye-bye.